All right, all right, all right. Settle down. Come on in. But don't touch anything. Don't look at anything. And do not break anything. Got a couple of nice things here today. Just came back from the shop. Treated myself because, you know, I deserve it. Got a little vintagey today. I guess with all the talk of vintage recently and my friend Rich Mitch kind of inspiring me to delve deeper into vintages. Actually, I just picked up some things that I've always really wanted. And we'll look at those quickly. Just gonna do a quick weather check. I'll show you outside what Toronto's like. And it's been really, today's kind of messy, but it's been, you know, up and down. The weather doesn't decide what it wants to be. So it'll be really nice for a few days. Really hot and steamy and muggy. And today is like, it's been pouring on and off. We had just kind of like a little monsoon a little while ago, and it's quite chilly now, but I actually like this weather. This is good perfume weather, and it's good, you know, you can still go out and be comfortable as long as it's not raining. I prefer this to the hot humidness, but let's go inside and I'll show you some of the things that I got. So really excited about this. Let me turn this around. Oh, hello, there you are. Got to do it this way. I'm not set up for any other way. So I kind of, like, as I was shopping, spraying things on randomly, and I kind of smell like a skunk right now. Very civet-y. So I guess that's those old florals and civets. But I'll be totally honest, when it comes to vintage, I do prefer women's fragrance over men's. I think I prefer that in whatever fragrance it is, but you know, to me, it doesn't really matter. Vintage, modern, for men, for women, I don't care. Like, I just love perfume, so it doesn't really matter to me what it is, as long as it smells good and it tells a story and there's a nice development and it doesn't smell cheap and they're using really high quality ingredients. I'm okay. I don't even know where to start. So, okay, I've wanted all of these except for this one. I'm not even really familiar with this. I did buy this off of Thomas's recommendation from Stumptown Smells or Early Greek, or however you want to go by, whichever one offends you less. Early Greek, that's what I like. I prefer Early Greek, but if he wants to go Stumptown, we'll go Stumptown. And this is Italian perfume, and he highly recommends this. He loves it. And as I was shopping, I was kind of texting with him and Galen and Rich back and forth, kind of showing some of the things that they have. But this used to be a perfume shop, literally 5 minutes away from my house. And then they had moved, and I had no idea where they had gone, nor did I even bother searching for them. I guess because I've always had whatever I needed, or whatever I thought I needed, within close proximity. And then somebody mentioned their name. I was like, oh shit, I remember that place. And they just moved like 20 minutes down the road. So this is Gianfranco Ferre, and Thomas says to get like the glass, you know, if it has more glass in it, it's a better version, more oak moss, it's more prominent, but this is still really good. So I don't know, we'll give this a whirl. If it smells anything like what I had tried or sampled in the store today, we're in luck. We got a winner. Here comes the rain again. Oh yeah, this is not, as far as I can tell, it's not much different. It is very mossy, but on top of that, I get a lot of citrus and spice, like very peppery. I like this. It's got a nice freshness. Like, you can tell they're using the, it's got that Italian style citrus to here. The very fresh, crisp, juicy citruses. I really like that. Leather, moss, oh yeah. It's very 80s. I'm not sure when this was released, but I like this a lot. This is something that reminds me of an uncle. If I had an uncle that wore fragrance from when he was in his youth, this is what he would smell like. All right. So there's that. I got some really good ones here, like really, 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 really good. Okay, let's just pull them up. And I don't know how I'm gonna show them. All right, let's show this. Let's show this. This is vintage Polo. And I had this when I was a youth. I don't know what I was doing with it. This is so butch and masculine and ultra male. Like, this is the ultra male. Before ultra male, there was Polo. I'm not sure why somebody would buy this for a young teen, but I guess this is what this is all there was back then. You know, after Eternity and Escape and some of those freshies started to come out. But there you go, look at that. Like, just the bottle itself is iconic. It's legendary. Look at those colors, green and gold. It's just absolutely beautiful. Like, look at the cap, looks like a doorknob. Just so much class and sophistication in the packaging itself. The emblem there, the Polo player. Just the way this flask fits in your hand, it's perfect. And this is the splash. It's the only thing I kind of was like iffy about, but I mean, I could not beat this price. I found this for cheaper than what modern would cost retail in a department store. And I was like, okay, yeah, I don't really care if it's a splash or not. I'll take it. And this stuff brings back a lot of memories for me, and it's just phenomenal. You know, it's almost a lot like Gianfranco Ferre, except for it doesn't have the freshness. Like, you take away the citrus and that freshness. This almost feels like all base notes to me. It's very heavy. It's butch. It's dark. It's smoky. It's very foresty, almost like a forest fire, but with leather and gasoline. Dry, ashy woods, like very camphorous. Kind of dank. Very spicy. I like this a lot. I've always loved this Polo. The original Polo. I think the rest are for women, but we're gonna open them anyway. Let's do this. Okay, and this is I don't know, I guess you want to call this a sealed tester bottle, cello sealed. And this is Dolce Gabbana Red. I think I was calling it Red Door the other day in my life. But man, this is really sealed. And I don't mind tester bottles, especially when they're this price. It's insane. Like, again, you can't get modern at retail for less than what I got this for. And it says, oh, they even got this is what I like about tester bottles. On the back, some of them carry the notes, and this says petitgrain, bergamot, tangerine, basil, ivy. Oh, ivy, interesting. I'm not sure if I've ever come across ivy in a fragrance. Aldehydes and freesia. Rose in the heart, we got rose, jasmine, orange blossom, carnation, lily of the valley, and coriander. Damn, like, look at that. The heart sounds like music to my nose. Rose, jasmine. I gotta get a light on there. Orange blossom, carnation, lily of the valley. Oh, something called Taget. I'm not sure what that Taget. T-A-G-E-T-E. Is that French for something? And coriander. In the bottom, sandalwood, vanilla, tonka bean, and musk. And this stuff is golden. Okay, red cap. Such a warm perfume. It is slightly pissy, very slightly. There must be some civet in here, or it could be the musk. But it's an amber. It's this It's not a heavy amber. I mean, it's got a lot of depth, but it feels like it's throwing itself, and I definitely see the jasmine, but it's a powdery amber with florals, and they're warm and lush and creamy. This reminds me of, or smells similar to, and it's been forever since I've worn it, but Creed's Jasmine Imperatrice Eugenie. Jasmine and sandalwood, but really good ingredients. I believe this is a high quality sandalwood in here. Much better than the stuff they're using today. Sandalwood, vanilla, tonka bean, musk. It's got a really nice sparkle to this. And I imagine this is gonna morph on skin like a mofo. Really nice. I like this a lot too. I think I've scored all winners today. Here's another winner, and I have been searching for this, like an older bottle for, I don't know, since the beginning of time. Look at that. I'm not sure how old this is, but it looks old to me. I don't really follow or read up or research on a lot of this stuff. But we're gonna find out. Okay. So it still says Christian Dior on there, which is a good sign. Made in France, Parfums Christian Dior. And I've never smelt this. And this is a splash as well. Okay, look at the design on there, the detail. Really nice. I think this was one of the vintage Diors that I saw pictured with David Bowie in his dressing room. And it's always kind of intrigued me. Well, even before that, but when I saw that, I was like, oh, cool. David Bowie wears Dior. Okay, so I really wish I could have got these in sprayer form, but it was like this or nothing really. So let's give this a little bit of a dunk. Okay, I'm gonna put this cap back on. And it's so green, so earthy green. It's not as pissy as I thought, but it's a dry chypre, slightly leathery. It almost, it feels like it fits in the category of Mitsuko minus the fruity sweetness. Much drier. This is like dry sheep, much drier than Mitsuko. But it's glorious. Like I love it already. It's amazing. A lot of citrus on top. It's like what I'm getting mostly is citrus, leather, and moss. Sparkling. Very sparkling. Okay, last but certainly not least. Okay, and this is, ta-da! Rochas Femme. And I've also wanted this forever and ever and ever. And here comes the train. And I gotta admit, I'm not much of a vintage hunter, especially on eBay. I don't have the patience for all that, for the research and seeking out. But, you know, if it falls into my lap, I have no problem. And I know this has been reformulated many times. The original is done by Edmond Rudnitska, and it's been reformulated by Olivier Cresp. So when I came in and she says, I asked for the Femme, do you have Femme in vintage? She said yes. And I was kind of skeptical or hesitant because I know like they come in black caps and gold caps. And I think the actual vintage comes in pure Parfum form in very small bottles. So I wasn't sure, but I got the 200 milliliter and it came in this gold cap. So I had the option, they had black cap and the gold cap, and I wasn't sure. And she said this was the gold cap, and I said, can you call the owner of the store so he can verify? And she called him and he said, yes, the gold cap is the older bottle. And they had a tester there. When I sprayed it, it was like immaculate. I couldn't believe how amazing it was. So spicy, extremely spicy. Like it was like cumin overdose. And when I smell this, I definitely see how this has inspired, or Edmond Rudnitska has inspired Jean-Claude Elena throughout his career. This is like the precursor to Cartier's Declaration. Probably Elena's masterpiece. Oh, dry, woody, and spicy. And it's got that fruit, but it's not sweet at all. Look at this bottle. Look at this. Even the bottles, like vintage bottles, have some kind of heft to them, or the design is more interesting than they used to be. I mean, than they are now. Now, everything is very simple. I mean, they're still beautiful, but they're much more simple. They're streamlined. They're still elegant, but there's something about these bottles from yesteryear that have a they're special in a way. But this is smoky, and I get a lot of cumin to this, and it's like almost like that BO effect that somebody would get, being outdoors all day in the sun, working in the sun, and they've built up a sweat. That's what that reminds me of. Like sweaty man. This doesn't even smell feminine to me. This is all masculine. Dry woods. Cedar, incense, plum. It's just like unbelievable. This is what perfume is. This is what perfume was. This is what perfume should be. Absolutely gorgeous. And, the name itself, Femme, it's like it's so ironic that this was marketed to women all these years ago. But there you go. This was a complete surprise. Wasn't expecting for this to happen. It's just like, all right, I'll go by. Today's the first day, I think, today was the first day that Toronto opened up after the lockdown for many, many months. And I said, I'll go by, I'll visit the shop, see what they have. If they have anything interesting, maybe I'll pick up a few things. It's been a while since I picked up some things, but I guess there goes my no by July. I made it through 2 days, but yeah, there you go. Hope you enjoyed that. If you know anything about these, let me know. Let me know if this is vintage or what the deal with this is. Which one is this older than the black cap? I don't know. I hope it is, but so far I like what I'm smelling on the strip. It doesn't smell as heavy as what I consider vintage, so it might not be like the oldest dated version, but it still feels like it's really good. But anyway, thanks for watching, and we'll see you all again soon. Bye.